the headlines. The Prime Minister Nabil Arabawi received today at the international airport Hawari Boumediene, the PM of the State of Palestine, and head of the Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates. On the latest news of tonight's edition, dozens of drone attacks and missiles on the Zionist entity were launched by Iran's State 1 TV, according to the Iranian State TV. On the international scene, Palestine, massive destruction occurred in the four corners of Gaza Strip. It is a planned massacre which targets new neighborhoods every day. Few days separate us from the Heritage Month. On this occasion, we invite you to discover the master degree students' interest in the city's old buildings, restoration and upgrading using cutting-edge technologies. All right, welcome back. First of all, the Prime Minister Nabil Arabawi received today at the international airport Hawari Boumediene the PM of the State of Palestine and head of the Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Mohammed Mustafa. This took place in the presence of the Algerian Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad and the Minister of War Veterans as well. And Ahmed Attab, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, received today at the ministry's headquarters the Russian Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and Special Presidential Representative for the Middle East and Africa, Mikhail Budanov. The talks embodied an opportunity to review cooperation and partnership relations between Algeria and Russia. The two sides also exchanged views on international and regional issues of common interest, in particular developments in the situation in the Sahel-Saharan region and the serious latest developments concerning the Palestinian cause. And Ahmed Attaf has also received a phone call from the Minister of the People's Power for Foreign Affairs of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Evangel Pinto. The two ministers, and with a consultation and coordination spirit, discussed several regional issues of common interest and which will be discussed at the United Nations Security Council. The minister received another phone call from his counterpart of the Republic of Rwanda, Vincent Biruta, and it represented an opportunity to carry on with the political consultations that took place recently between them in the Rwandan capital, Kigali. Vincent Biruta appreciated Algeria's participation in the ceremony that commemorated the 30th anniversary of the genocidal massacres of 1994. He also appreciated the message of solidarity sent by the President Abdelmajid Tebboune to his Rwandan counterparts. And the latest news of tonight, as Iran has launched dozens of drone attacks and missiles on the Zionist entity, according to the Iranian State 1 TV. The Revolutionary Guards carried out extensive drone strikes as part of the True Promise operation in response to the Zionist entity's crimes. And tension is rising in the region as Jordan declares a state of emergency, while Lebanon announces that it is temporarily closing its airspace. In the occupied Palestinian territories, massive destruction operations are still occurring in the four corners of the Gaza Strip. New neighborhoods are targeted every day. Elements of civil defense units tried their best to overcome the fires caused by these attacks, but it's obviously not enough. Rania Al-Bahri reports.
At least 2 martyrs died at dawn today in an airstrike launched by the Zionist occupation on a residential neighborhood in Beit Hanun in the northern Gaza Strip. 5 members of one family were also martyred in the Zarqa neighborhood in the center of the Gaza city, and more than 30 others were injured. The escalation is still intense north of the Nusayrat camp and Dir al-Balah in the middle amid violent air and artillery bombardment that weigh down the death toll of the Zionist aggression to more than 33,000 martyrs and more than 76,000 wounded. The area contains several mosques and residential areas, leaving dozens of victims. Horrible destruction images caused by the tanks of the Zionist entity. Civil defense units tried to put out the fire at the risk of their lives. There is no water. They have to travel several kilometers in order to find it, which is very difficult. These terrible working conditions aren't specific to civil defense element, since 2 journalists from a Turkish television channel in Gaza were targeted yesterday by the strikes of the Zionist occupation army. One of the 2 journalists lost a foot and was taken directly to the nearest hospital. The second escaped with some injuries.
Agriculture now. Our teams met with numerous farmers in the eastern province of Constantine who are expecting a significant harvest this season, following the rainfall that marked the second week of April. نجح طيار.
In April month, the Algerian farmers prepare for the good harvest that is always expected in this month, as in the case of Am Youssef, who runs a farm in Zerut Youssef, in Constantine province.
For farmers, when it rains in April, it means a big harvest. So we call this month the Fallah season. We become very optimistic when it rains in April. I've been farming for 45 years and I can tell you that there are years when the harvest is satisfactory and others when it's not. In the last 5 years, for example, we've had periods of drought and yields have not been great. But this year, we're expecting better.
The first rains of the season started in the second half of November, and the amounts vary between 480 and 520 millimeters in Constantine.
Farmers are all happy when it rains in April, and the wheat years will be generous this year. We're very optimistic, especially after the spring rains. All this water is a godsend for us, and we're hoping for very good yields. April rain brings good luck to all farmers. Our ancestors always told us that the April rains brings many benefits to our land.
The farmers and agricultural experts confirm that April is the ideal month to increase productivity and crop yields. April rains are a promising sign for farmers, heralding significant yields that should contribute to strengthening food security.
And the municipality of Furkan in the south of Jabissa province, the harvesting campaign was launched, a process that came early this year amid expectations of an increase in agricultural production compared to the previous years. Yes, Hamdi.
This agricultural exploitation that extends over an area of more than 180 hectares in the region of Jash in the south of Tibessa is specialized in the production of seeds with an irrigated area of 42 hectares.
زراعة تعتمد على السقي الكامل ولا تعتمد على السقي التكميل.
It's an agriculture based on complete watering and not the complementary watering. We plant, then we water and we harvest before time, which allows us to harvest twice.
وبالتالي كاين إمكانية أنه نقدر نجيب حتى في العام نقدر نحصد 2 مرات.
المنتوج المتوقع
We're expecting a harvest of 1,080 quintals.
Ensuring the good conduct of the harvesting operation that began early this year in the south of the province was achieved by creating all the favorable conditions. 500,000 of various grains are expected.
كل الدعم وكل التشجيع نمدوه للفلاحين إن شاء الله لأنه
We provide all the support to the farmers because this operation is a part of the self-sufficiency program and providing basic and strategic crops. I thank all the farmers who did their best for agriculture in the province of Tibessa.
نشوفوها نتاع الفلاحة المزدهرة إن شاء الله.
With its desert, the province of Tibessa counts more than 5,800 hectares of irrigated and cultivated lands that are important to meet the needs in grains of the province.
In recent years, the government's efforts are directed towards developing strategic measures in the southern provinces of the country. Burgla province is among the pioneering provinces in this endeavor, especially in wheat cultivation, by achieving encouraging results. Wanya Al-Bahri.
This agricultural farm located in the municipality of Sidi Khwilid in Burgla province is a successful model for wheat cultivation. This place was transformed by investor Badis from barren land into a green paradise. The total area of this land is 50 hectares and the harvest will be significant. Grain investments are connected now to the electricity network within the framework of the President of the Republic's program, which have entered into force. Strategic crops in the heart of the desert have achieved encouraging results thanks to the technical path to develop this type of crops and the doubling of production yields. Success in strategic farming in the desert cannot be achieved unless the farmer is aware and follows the technical path exactly. The Dry Grains and Legumes Cooperative contributes to farmers by providing seeds and fertilizers at the province level. The cooperative also covers several provinces. Developing these pioneering experiments in this type of agriculture and relying on modern technology in the agricultural field leads to ensure food security.
Let's move on now to science. An Algerian researcher, namely Fouad Bistouan, got doubly rewarded in the USA for his work in the field of AI. He's also in Marquis Who's Who list of honors of personalities, scientists and researchers having a positive impact on science and society. Fouad was just a young Algerian studying at Baji Mukhtar University in Annaba province here in Algeria. And today, he's an executive director at a research center for AI and holds more than 20 patents in this world of artificial intelligence. Congratulations to him. Few days separate us from this Heritage Month. On this occasion, we invite you to discover the master degree students' interest in the city's old buildings restoration and upgrading using cutting-edge technologies. Najah Tayyar has details.
These two master degree students from the Oran University have been preparing for months for their final project, that is, the restoration of two old buildings in Oran. We use several techniques to shape the building and its position through a series of photographs of the building.
العديد من الصور التي نأخذها من المبنى.
المشروع تاعي حول نهج السومام.
I based my project on Boulevard de la Soumam, which is characterized by the previous century's style, which we are trying to protect and restore.
الحفاظ والتثمين الطابع المعماري.
These students are working on buildings that are listed or in the process of being listed. We have received a list of these buildings from the Directorate of Culture in Iran.
لي مونيومون ديناها من لا ديريكسيون دو الثقافه بوهران لا ديريكسيون دو لا كولتور.
احنا الهدف في
The aim of our collaboration with these master degree students is to create a digital twin of the historic structures.
التاريخيه.
Digital twins that will allow us to have an exact copy of the infrastructure in question, down to the smallest detail.
Les dimensions.
For the rest of our project, we need to create a 3D model that contains the building's dimensions, form and texture.
On n'a pas les détails précis. Là, on aura les détails.
This information collected by these diligent students is essential for the restoration work being undertaken by the local authorities.
All right, that was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.